Hey guys, Chickadee Maine, aka Deboo, with a YouTube video forecast update. This forecast update effective around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, January 29th, 2021. We always like to start out welcoming new followers and thanking long-time ones by letting you know that we are primarily a surf and marine forecaster covering the North Atlantic waters, looking for weather patterns and or systems that create either high surf and or high seas. You can't have high surf without high seas. And for those of you who watched our previous video a couple of days ago, here's what we got going on in real time now with this North Atlantic major swell event that we had been advertising. Start you off with some real-time satellite imagery, and the system that you see moving over or near Bermuda is the hurricane force low that we had been talking about. This is almost an equivalent to a Category 2 hurricane as far as winds are concerned. This is a hurricane force low producing seas that will likely exceed just above 60 feet. Now, it's very, I don't want to say very rare, but it's rare that we have a system in the Atlantic, be it hurricane season or winter swell season, winter storm season, where we get a system that will produce a seas in excess of 60 feet. So there's a large swell that's now heading towards the north-facing beaches of the Caribbean through the Bahamas. You can see the front dragging through just at the tip of Hispaniola. See how that feathers out right there? So there's strong west-northwest swell that is filled in there, and some northeast swell that have started reaching the East Florida coast this morning. The PR buoy is now just picking up front runner swell. That's the one that's just north of the island. And then if you're watching the buoys, which we'll update on those later today as well, it's the South Bermuda buoy that you want to watch now, because the transition of the swell is from the Paul West Bermuda buoy down to the South Bermuda buoy and then down to PR, that swell propagation. So you watch the stats on those three buoys, and that'll tell you how much swell is coming, because they perfectly line up. When you look at the buoy map, you'll see how the buoys line up. The buoys, by the way, there's been a couple of 2 or 3 that went adrift. Hopefully before hurricane season, they'll get out there and get those. Thank you to the buoy tenders, the United States Coast Guard, for maintaining those buoys. We know you got to wait until the season kind of cranks down before you can get out there. We don't want you guys out there on the high seas either. If you look back over to the left, you see it coming over the west coast of the United States right there. That's that next incoming system. So wanted to go back. We always like to go back to look at what we said previously as part of a forecast verification process. And in the last video, we talked about the possibility of mudslide event for California. That has now verified. I have not seen any deaths attributed to it. There is the potential for more mudslides today, and this is coming from what's known as the Pineapple Express, and it's an atmospheric phenomenon that sets up basically an atmospheric river of water. And when this type system, you can see how the flow coming out of the Gulf of Alaska, those 2 vorticity spins that are spinning down, and then you've got that other vorticity spin that's spinning on the west coast. That's all moving off towards the east, and that is going to be the next system that we're going to be watching. Possible surf alert setting up for the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast behind this developing storm. This is a tricky one, guys. So I haven't been talking a lot about it because I don't want to go say surf alert and then all of a sudden it doesn't happen and then you guys accuse me of hype. Okay, so we'll get into the models here in just a second, but just wanted to give you that. And then let's zoom in. You can see here's the hurricane force low. This is real time. This is this morning. Now, this thing is on its way into the North Atlantic, so it's out. But you can see the front drape down. Let me pull this down a little bit right in here. And so you can see the tail end of the front right in here, or pretty much the tail end of the front, just dipping down into Hispaniola. So we've got strong swell that is developing, or that has developed out of this system. Now there's another secondary low that's getting ready to spin up right in here. You can see it right here. Does that look like a little face right in there? See the 2 eyes, the nose, and the mouth right in there? Look at that. Okay, so this is going to intensify a little bit. and there is a secondary pulse of swell that is likely coming to the north-facing beaches of the Caribbean. Now, this can be a hazardous situation if you don't surf or if you're not an experienced swimmer. Don't let your kids get near the coast, because we don't know exactly what this one's going to do yet. But if this tightens up the pressure gradient, there's another banging swell that's going to reinforce this one that's already on the way. All right, switch you over to the latest Wave Watch 3. Now, this is sea height and direction. Sea height and direction. If you saw our post early this morning on our social feeds, we talked about the heart of the season. And over the last week or so, you guys might think that I'm crazy. I'm drawing hearts. Okay, these are all signs that I see every year, be it hurricane season or be it winter storm season. When we start to see the signs of the heart, it tells you that you're in the heart of the season. Look at this now. This is coming off that hurricane force low that I just showed you. And then here comes this possible secondary pulse of swell coming. I'll advance the model for you so you can see it. And as we get into Friday and the weekend, this is in real time now. This is 33 hours out, and you can see this expansion of season here behind this one. And this is all heading into the North Atlantic, so I don't want guys in Florida getting all excited, but there is a secondary pulse. Look at off the coast right here. That's northeast swell direction in here and seas. So, I know you might think that you got robbed on this one, East Florida, but just stand by. Nothing in weather is absolute until it happens in real time. And that's why I watch and most of you guys follow. We'll advance the model for you a little bit more. And look at this massive swell heading up into the North Atlantic. I mean, that's pretty incredible. And so now you guys know what we're talking about when we say major swell event. It's not hype. I mean, you have a system that's producing seas in excess of 60 feet. Okay, I'm going to switch you over to swell periods now. This is latest Wave Watch 3, swell periods and direction. So we'll advance the model for you. So the hurricane force low, this is in real time now. So the hurricane force low, according to Wave Watch, there's that second pulse of swell coming out of there, right there. And you'll notice the northerly swell behind it. Well, that doesn't look real impressive. It doesn't look as impressive as what it did several days ago. We'll advance the model for you, and you can see the explosion, a long period westerly swell heading out towards the East Atlantic. But I want you to take note now. Look at the swell direction and periods coming down the east coast of the United States. I'll continue to advance the model for you. There's some longer periods, 14 seconds into the Bahamas there, and look at that swell propagate through the whole basin of the eastern side. Now, I'll continue to update and move the model for you, and then boom, the swell is pretty much gone until that next storm that moves off the coast, where we see some northeast swell returning back down towards the Bahamas and towards the East Florida coast. So sorry guys along the East Florida coast that you got robbed somewhat. There are waves today. I did see some nice pictures. Hopefully the swell will fill in even more. We'll have to keep a watch on the buoys, but that's all I got for you for now. Stay tuned for the next update.